Okay, Civ Stadie av fordærv is the latest mini LP from Undergang, a Danish death metal band, and one that has been kind of leaning into a lot of different styles over the last several years, kind of mixing it up and getting a lot of attention for it. So this has been a productive year for the band. They're kind of fresh off of like a pretty big album with Aldrig I Live It, and you remember I loved that album. I thought it was great. They've become catchier and heavier at the same time, and they're pushing out their sound in a lot of different ways. There's kind of this. They were this band. They started out kind of punkish and almost autopsy-esque, and they moved towards something I would say a little bit more has a lot more love for like putrefaction and kind of its DNA. So we've gotten kind of a big split from the band, a couple of them this year, and obviously the Spectral Voice one kind of caught ears, but the Spectral Voice side was kind of lame. So this is kind of, you know, their side was a lot better. Undergang's was just more interesting, and I noticed Doom has been creeping into their sound a little bit more grindcore and kind of brutal death metal of the more classic sort, and that's pretty much what we get here in shorter songs. So first we'll cut into a clip, and I don't have that much to say. It's a good EP. So just a couple of quick notes. I'm not going to pronounce the name of that one song because it's long and I don't know how to say it, but there's this kind of Morbid Angel thing that happens with the solo at the end. It's kind of a Death Doom song otherwise. In fact, there's a couple of kind of just kind of doomed and grinding at the same time pieces where I feel like that's it's an addition to their sound, which has featured sort of a kind of more brutal, earlier finished death metal sound and sort of a gore grind feeling to it. And a lot of that's coming together in a cool way on this EP. And of course, the vocalist just kind of stands out. He's keeping it interesting and sort of off the cuff in some sense, and it's brutal and it's good. It's memorable. And that's kind of my whole take on the whole thing. You know, it is a 20-minute EP. There's no sense in talking for longer than it could just be playing for you. So, of course, check out everything this band ever released. If you're not familiar, it's a great band and one that's worth following throughout the whole career just to see where they're at. And this is a good point. So, check that out. It's out tomorrow, and you can go read my review of it now.